type of landscape and cold mountain stream here, and it was cold that morning. I think when he made that trip I was 12 years old, so the boys would have been 10 and 8. I don't know, this must have been on, I don't know what was going on that day, whether we had our anniversary. I don't know. I can't tell whether that's a cake in front of us or just the tablecloth. Well, I guess it's in our house because I think this is the corner of this piece over here. Whatever it was, he must have thought he must have said something funny. I don't know. I think I believe I must have. This must have been right not too long after I got back from Germany. I was so angry at him for having all his teeth taken out. It made him look so old right away, you know. And darn it, he never could get used to them. And so he didn't wear them. And I hated it. It was, I didn't hate him, but I sure wish he could have. It just, you know, so changed his looks.
He just decided teeth weren't for him?
Well, you can tell he doesn't have his teeth in. I mean, I can tell it. Just ruined his looks. But, and I was wearing those kind of glasses when I was in Germany that first time, so that's after I got back from that first trip. But that was a rude surprise when I got home and found out he had all his teeth taken out. He must have been in a celebratory mood anyway. That was Carolyn. I was in high school. I don't know what grade she was in there. That's not the best picture of her, but it's a pretty good picture of her. She was put on a little bit better smile. This is after, probably after, I don't know. Anyway, this is the father of the first grandchild, and that's Annette's husband. This is Ernest. And Ernest was in the wedding too. And you see, darn it, he's holding the cigarette, so that was his downfall. Died at 64. But it was 8 years before then, so I was 56. When he was 56, his legs are swollen like this. That's why I've been aggravated about mine, but his were so big, and when I finally discovered that how big they'd gotten all the way up, I knew that, you know, it was at the bottom of his feet and all, but, or from the knee down, knew it was going that way. But then one day I saw it was just all the way to the hips in one leg. Well, he'd been smoking all his life. I never realized he was smoking so much when I just knew him before we married, but I don't want to say red lip in this house, you know. And I don't know how I stood it all those years, but It's such a shame to throw away your life on cigarettes, but I'm so glad none of my kids smoked, ever did. And I never did. This is my father, Buck is, but he looks a little strange. He doesn't look just like him, but he was at the wedding. This has to be after Annette. No, he wasn't at the wedding. I'm trying to think when some of these things were taken, you know. This is my brother, Albert. Yeah, he was 6'2". The older brother was more like 5'10". This is the father-in-law of my brother, Albert. I'm trying to think who. First I was thinking this is the wedding, but no, it was not the wedding because he didn't have the, thank goodness, did not have the child before the wedding.
So it's the baptism?
I don't know what went on that.
Christening?
Hmm?
A christening?
No, I don't think she was ever christened, but just, I don't know. Can't think of any good reason there was for it.
That's okay.
I don't think. I don't think it was when Ernest got married. When Ernest was married, I don't know. I just can't think of it. Anyway, maybe somebody else in the family will figure that out. Sure they will. Well, this has got to be taken the same day. Here's all the women that were together that day, and here's all the men that were together all that day. That I can say, and see it's in the front of the same thing. I know when we looked at this once before that I couldn't figure that out. Here's my mother. It's my mother-in-law. This is Mrs. Petrie, who is my brother Albert's mother-in-law. This is his eldest daughter. This is Jean. Annette's back in here, can barely see her. Here I am, and this is my sister-in-law, Albert's wife. And I believe Kathy is back here. And this is, it looks like Jean, Carolyn to me. Know who that is. Well, I certainly know who these people are. We're standing in line there at a cafeteria or something is what it looks like. I don't know for what purpose we were together. Not that we had to have a purpose, because a lot of times they came over from Austin, but to have that many of us together, it seems like it was something special going on that day. I just don't know what it was. This is the girl who died of cancer, and she's 40 years old. I stayed with her the last week. Sad time. Well, that's a nice picture of Quentin I'd never seen. That's his wife, Julie. They now have 4 children. She had one when he married her. Who is now married. So he's got a big family. That's a nice picture. I never